Okay guys, today we're trimming up a brisket and getting it ready, and we're gonna put it in some brine and get it ready for a brisket smoke. This is it right here. 13-pound even USDA prime. We got this at Sam's, pretty much $40 after tax, but we're gonna clean it, put it on the pan, trim it, season it, stick it in the fridge. Be right back. All right, here we go. We're gonna get this beast out of here. I always use my duller, cheaper kitchen knives to cut the cryo back out, just because I don't want to use my expensive fillet knife for this. Wearing gloves, so we'll keep everything clean. The way I clean these, I always want to rinse them off. So I keep the bag right here and just kind of I'm just touching the faucet here on the back of my hand so I don't contaminate anything. And just rinse it off. Just rinse off the blood. That's all you want to do. I know everybody's going to say it's splashing everywhere. Yeah, well, I go back and sanitize everything when I'm done. So you just want to get your blood. Okay guys, this is a Packard brisket. So we got the flat and we got the point here. So what we're gonna do, you can see most everybody trims this huge hunk of fat off. I'm gonna try to keep it kind of as level as possible. You can see there is quite a bit of fat to trim off of it. I like to get all this membrane and all that off of there. So I know there's 1,000,000,001 trimming videos, so I'm not gonna bore you, but I'm just gonna give you kind of little tidbits of what to trim up when you're trimming these. And see, what I do when I'm trimming these, this big part right here is usually where I start. You don't want to trim all the way down in the meat. You want to leave a little bit of that fat. It will render down. So you don't want to have huge chunks, and you don't want to have a huge unlevel brisket because it'll cook funny and burn in spots when you put it in the smoker. So I'm going to trim this top part off, and we'll bring you back and let you see what that looks like, and then we'll do the bottom. For some reason, guys, on every brisket I've come across, on this side right here where it's got this hunk of fat, there's always this like yellowing along the edge. So that's why I'm trimming up this whole edge and kind of cleaning it up, just because I don't like the way that looks, and there is quite a bit of fat on here anyways, so I slice a lot of that off and keep it kind of symmetrical. Sharp fillet knife and a cold brisket, that's how you trim these. Get it out of the fridge and go to trimming right away. One other tip I was gonna give you guys, you can kind of see how the grain is running in this, so you're gonna wanna, when it's cooked, slice your brisket like this until you get up to the point, and then once you get to the point, you're gonna flip it. And actually in this one, I'm gonna flip it 45 degrees this way and then cut the rest that way. So what I always do, so I don't lose track, is just kind of take off a edge right here, so that once it's cooked, I know that that's where I need to slice. This brisket right here, every now and then you'll get lucky. You can kind of see this fat right here, and it goes all the way around. If you're gonna separate your point and flat, that's where you do it right there, just real carefully. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna cook this sucker whole, and we're not gonna do burnt ends or anything. We're just gonna flat out, and see, I went a little bit deep there, and that happens from time to time, but you'll still be all right. But we're not gonna do burnt ends. We're just gonna cut the sucker up and eat it. All right, and we're just going OCD on the back, getting it trimmed down. Same rule of thumb, trim it down to about 1/4 inch of fat. And Obviously you're gonna season this side as well, but there again, you just wanna be careful so you don't start getting, see down here on the flat, you start hitting meat pockets, which I mean, it's already trimmed pretty good, but I like to get a little bit extra off of there because I don't want to be eating that. I don't think the family does either. Just kind of go real light with your fillet knife. Cut across. If you start seeing red, just back off. The flat's the toughest part. See, we're already cutting into, you can see a little bit of red right there, so we're gonna chill out right there, not do any more. We'll look at this thick part. I mean, it doesn't look that bad. This is the only part here that's really giving me any issues. There's just so much fat right there. I'm gonna kind of take the knife and come across it flat so that it cooks that way. That's about all I'm gonna do. And there is the fat cap side. There is the money side right there. All that looks really good. But anyways, what we're gonna do now, we're gonna get our brine ready, stick it in brine, and soak it for 2 days. I wanna get it nice and saturated with salt, and or a salty brine, and then we're gonna throw this sucker on the grill. So stick with us. There it is right there, Reserve Blend. And this is a brisket injection, but I'm gonna use it for both. And I'll show you guys what to do. And we're gonna mix it with the Moisture Magic, which I've already opened. Love this stuff. So, if anybody's curious, this is my season shelf. The wife and kids are strictly prohibited from this. But this is all my rubs, brines, injections, you name it. And I try to keep everything in order so I can go right to it when I need it. But I'm gonna mix this up, show you guys how to do it, and we'll get this thing soaking. All right, here we go. What we're gonna put in first, always mix this powder before you add any liquid or it's gonna clump up on you. You're gonna do 1/3 cup of this. Okay. Boom. Then we're gonna put this away. You're not gonna use this anymore. All right. Reserve Blend. 1/3 cup of this. It smells good. It smells like what's that smell? Can you? It's like not barbecue sauce, but like
kind of Asian-y.
Yeah. Anyways, we're gonna leave that there because we may need more. So 1/3 cup, boom. Mix your powder. Now we're gonna need a little bit bigger of a bowl. I didn't think of that. So let's go with this. And let's go with a whisk. All right, so here's my whisk. That's all I could find. All right, once this is mixed up, take your powder, put it in a bigger bowl. 2 cups of water to start. Okay, that's not gonna be enough. I'm measuring as I go. I know I have a huge brisket to brine, so we're gonna start by mixing this up. Okay, I know what this smells like. You know those brown gravy packets that you use on Thanksgiving when you mix them up? That's exactly what this smells like. I knew that, because see, that's the only gravy that we had growing up was brown gravy. My mom would make it out of a package. God, that smells just like it. It's good. It smells real good. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do, so I don't bore you guys. Now that the Moisture Magic is in there, we're gonna just keep measuring in 1/3 cup of this to 2 cups liquid. You don't need any more moisture magic. I'm gonna put the brisket in the pan and keep pouring this in there until I've got it submerged. So what you do at this point is pour your 2 cups in, measure another 2 cups, put 3rd cup of this in, so on and so forth, till you have enough liquid completely submerged, you know, over the brisket. We'll bring you back for that. Okay, we're there. We're flat in the bag, and I'm just getting all the air out of it as much as I can. Air takes up the space of your liquid, so you want to get as much out of there as you can. So these bags, what I learned is just partially close them. Leave just a little bit open right there. And just squeeze all that air out. That's all I do. And then, yeah, let it soak. See, when it starts coming up to the channels right there, you know it's about time. Just a warning, when you put this in the fridge, babysit it. I mean, if this flap opens up, and right now I think we've got probably, what, 9 cups of solution in here? Mm-hmm. And if I had one of these spill right there on that sink, I was brining ribs, and I opened it up, walked away for a second, and the bag tilted and just it flooded this whole floor with brown brine. So, wasn't pretty. So leave it up in that position. And that's it, guys. We're gonna throw it in the fridge. I haven't decided what smoker I'm gonna do this on yet. I've got 4 options, so we're gonna figure that out here pretty quick. I have a feeling it's gonna take about 13 to 15 hours to smoke this. I like to do it low and slow, 225 to 250. And however long it takes is however long it takes. So we're gonna let it do its thing in the fridge for at least 24 hours, 24 to 48 hours. We're gonna drain it, wipe it down, throw it on the grill next time you see us. We're back. It's been 2 days. It's time to rinse the brine off. Here we go. We haven't touched it, opened it, smelled it, nothing. 2 days. You want to dump all that out. We're done with it now. Alright. Now what I like to do, rinse some of this off. If you don't, it's going to be way too salty. So I always leave my bag in there. Turn this slow. Just kind of rinse it off. I don't want it splashing everywhere, so. You can see the color it gave it. So you know that all that salt and brine and all that went into that brisket. All right, guys, we're gonna start with the back. We're gonna season the back. So I'm gonna take that glove off. If you guys wanna see, I put this little grid down here so that when you season your meat, it doesn't, all the drippings go under and it doesn't just sit wet. Because you want all this to sweat in really good. So anyways, I would start with salt. This is what's gonna make your meat sweat. This is coarse kosher salt. Kind of go light on the back with this because you just brined it, so you don't want it to be over salty. Pepper. And don't go crazy with it, but if you like lots of pepper, use lots of pepper. If not, go kind of medium. And we are going to get the sides, but we're going to wait until we do the top. And you can lightly season this fat cap. Okay. And to spice things up, we're going to do the regular cow cover, not the spicy. That's what we're using on this. You want to hit this pretty thick. So you want to get a nice good bark on this, and this is what's going to do it right here. It's going to give you a nice good color. Okay, let's flip it over. Do the other side. Now I always hit this side with plenty of salt. Okay. Pepper. It's snowing here. Kind of make sure your sides get done. Tear off any weird pieces of meat like that. You don't want your guests to eat that. Hit it with the cow cover, and we're done. Looks like it's not wanting to come out of these jars today very even. I don't know what the deal is. So here's the plan. I'm going to tell you what the plan is while I'm finishing this up. I'm going to wake up at 3:30 or 4, get the Oklahoma Joe smoker going. We're going to get it up to about 225, 250. And then we're going to throw this thing on there. And we're just going to wait. And we're going to smoke it for 6-7 hours. And we're going to wait till we get the color we want. And we're going to get the temperature to about 185. And then at that point, we're going to wrap it in pink butcher paper. Smoke it until it hits about 202, 203. And we're going to check for tenderness. That's when we're going to pull it. So we're on our way. She's looking pretty. What I'm going to do, let it sit for a little bit, flip it over before I put it on the grill, season the fat cap just a little bit, and we're going to be good to go. This is going to be a good brisket. We'll see you guys in the middle of the night. Okay guys, let me catch you up to speed. This has been a dedication for sure. This whole process started about 3-4 days ago. As you guys seen, we took it out of the package, rinsed it, brined it, took it out of the package yesterday, rinsed it, seasoned both sides. I left it fat cap down last night in the fridge. Then I flopped it today, re-seasoned the fat cap, and then let it sit while I came out here and got the fire going. That whole process this morning, I woke up at 4, and by about 5, it was up to temp finally. And you can see what we're reading here on the gauge. We're just a little bit under 250, which is where I like to keep it. So it's been going since about 5:15. I think right now it's about 7-ish, somewhere around there. So we're gonna let this thing sit on the grill till I'm estimating about 10:45. We're gonna pull it, wrap it in butcher paper, put it back on, probably for another 5-6 hours till we hit about 203 to 205, and we're gonna check it for tenderness. Let me show you what it looks like so far. She is looking beautiful. And I've been coming out here about every hour, spraying it so it doesn't dry up. And I'm also rotating it. So I'm just barely rotating it. And this thing is shrinked about 1/4 of size. When I first put it on, it barely fit on the smoker. But I'm just getting in these dry pockets and keeping it nice and moist. But it's looking good, looking beautiful. So there you go. Well, we will bring you back as soon as it's time to wrap it here in just a little bit. All right, here we go, guys. Time to wrap. So what I always do, kind of center it. That sucker is hot. Fold. And then what I like to do, fold this edge up, crease it. Maybe if you could do that in, there you go. And just kind of crease it. Try to keep everything straight. We're gonna do the same thing to this end. Perfect. Okay. Right now I got the fat cap up, so you're just gonna kind of keep track. So what you're gonna do here is go. Okay. Now the meat side's up. Keep it tucked. One more time. Now the fat cap is back up. So, here we go. Cut. Back on the smoker. I did go ahead and add a little bit of charcoal here. I don't want to run out halfway through this, so add just a little bit. All right, guys, voila. We will see you in a few hours when this baby's ready. Okay guys, it is wrapped up. We pulled it off the grill. It hit 207 degrees and the probe thermometer went through it like there was not even meat in the way. It just probed like butter. So we pulled it, wrapped it in a towel, and we're gonna leave it in here for about 1 to 2 hours, and then we're gonna slice it up and taste test it. Looking forward to that. And by the way guys, I forgot to tell you earlier, make sure and subscribe to our channel. There's gonna be, and like it, there's gonna be a lot more videos like this coming up. So stick around, time for the truth. This has been resting in a cooler wrapped with a towel for about an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes. Looky there, isn't she beautiful? Look at that jiggle. I mean, that is done. Amazingly fast too. Cooked this, got it done in 8 hours. So we're gonna start slicing. Okay, I flipped it over so the fat cap's actually down. I mean, that is so tender. Okay guys, we're gonna slice off a piece here and try it out. Super, super tender. Look at that smoke ring on there. Amazing. Pull test, look at that. And right off, there we go. That is phenomenal, juicy, 100% juicy. So you know what to do now, and stay posted for more videos like this, guys. I appreciate you watching. We'll see you next time.